and then give it a quick pull. Hello, welcome to WayPoint Survival. Today, I'm going to show you how to make your very own 1930s DIY pull strike matches. They're amazing. You're going to like it. Stay tuned. During my research into the 1920s and 1930s and on into the early part of the 1940s and the Second World War, you come across some really interesting ideas and concepts. There was a lot of innovation in the first half of the 20th century. One of the things that we find is this right here. Get a little close-up on it. And this is an advertising matchbook given out by a building insulation company. And you can find these on eBay. But basically the concept is you press here and you pull the match out. And the friction, there's a striker inside, it causes this to ignite. Now most of these are really old. I'm not even sure if this pack would even light. But I came up with a way to make our own so that we can have our own pull strike fires or pull start matches, however you want to look at it. And we're going to put this together using some easily found materials, stuff that you can purchase at your local store, perhaps Walmart or Amazon. I'll try to put some links down below for you. And just show you how to make these. So if you want to go out and you want to use matches and you want to mimic what our fathers and grandfathers used to use, you can have these, and these will fit in. These will be period correct for something back in that day. So to do this project, you're going to need some simple tools and some supplies. You're going to need some large strike-on-the-box kitchen matches. You're going to need some glue, and I like this Elmer's glue. It's the disappearing purple, so it helps you know when it's dry. You're going to want some clothespins, and you can use the modern kind or you can use these. You're going to need a pair of scissors. You're going to want to get some of this lighter cardboard. This is the envelope style that they use to send pictures and photographs in. And last but not least, you're going to need some cardboard, and it needs to be corrugated. That is a very important part of this process. The first thing you need to do is you need to make sure that your matches will fit inside of this cardboard fairly tight. You don't want it to just fall out, so you need to find the right matches that will work well for this. Some of these are irregular, some of them are a little bent or curved a bit. So you want to make sure that when you put them in there that it's going to fit in nice and snug. And I like to use about 6. So we'll pick out about 6 here. Put those in there until you have something that looks about like that. You want to leave some room on the side, and then we're going to cut this off over here. When you're done, you'll have something that looks like that. Next, we take out the matches. I said 6 seems to be a pretty good number. And then we need to peel back the corrugation on each side. Best way to do this is to take the match, put it inside here, and start to pry back gently. You will do this to both sides. And when you're done, you'll have something that looks like this. We want to leave the bottom part glued. We're only prying about the top 2/3 off. Next, you want to cut away some of your striker here. And when you do that, you want to cut it into 2 pieces that are roughly the same width as where your matches fit inside. And you're going to need 2 of these for the front and the back. Then we take our Elmer's glue, and we want to apply this generously to the back here. Next, we take this and we glue it down to the bottom, all the way down as far as we can get it to where we open that up. And it's important that we leave some space here at the top. And you want to make sure that the striker faces inward. The reason we do that is because the match goes past the striker and down inside that corrugation, like this. So we want to make sure and glue that down on each side. Now before you glue those down all the way, make sure that you put your matches in with the heads down. Not quite all the way to the bottom, so you'll have to cut this piece of cardboard so that it's just a little bit longer than your matches are long. And that might vary depending on what you're using. Then we glue this in on each side, like this. And then we put some more glue onto this that we pried loose. And we want to coat that quite thoroughly. Now that we have this coated and this, we're going to slide the striker in there and see what that looks like. And make sure that it's centered where your matches are. And then we're going to press that and hold that down for a second till it attaches. And we're going to do the other side as well. Once we have the strikers glued in and facing the matches, we want to close it back up. And then using our clothespins, go ahead and clamp this down to make sure that it's going to dry well. And let that set then for a little while. Now if you're feeling a little impatient and you don't want to wait for this to dry, assuming that you've left enough on the sides here, you could use your stapler and put a couple of staples in it on both sides. Now I'm not going to do that because I'm going to just let this dry. But that's another option for you if you want. For this next step, you want to figure out about how wide your cardboard is. You can measure that. It's going to vary depending on what you're trying to do with it. And you want to cut out a strip like this out of this thin cardboard. This is like a cereal box thickness. And then starting toward the bottom here, we want to fold a flap of this over. You want to work that until it's a nicely rounded bottom like this, and to where there's a little bit sticking up over the top, so it completely covers that brown corrugation. And then you want to fold the top, leaving a little room, so starting a little bit up from the edge of the matches, you want to fold this over like this. So that'll be your first step, and you want it to be at least that long. And the same width or just a little bit wider than your corrugation on the inside. Next we take the glue stick and we want to thoroughly coat this cardboard, making sure that you get real good amounts of glue all the way up to the top, but don't get any glue on the wood of the matches. You don't want it sticking to the cardboard or to anything else. Make sure you go around the edges thoroughly like this. Then we put it in here, again leaving a little sticking up. You can see that. Goes up a little bit past. And press fit that down. This has a pretty good initial grab. It sticks pretty good. And then once you've got that on there and this side is no longer sticky, then we can go ahead and coat this side. You can also put some down here in the bottom, and that will help seal it and also help it to stick a little bit better. Once you have the other side thoroughly coated, go ahead and fold this up over and around, and then you hold that together the same way as we did the other one using our pins, and you let that dry. While this is drying, we want to take the excess from our lid and we want to trim it off so that it fits up under the lip here that we left from extending it out over top of the corrugation. So we just fold it over, look at it where it is with the scissors, and then we can kind of estimate. We can always trim it down a little bit more, and we can cut that off. So it looks like that. And then this can fold up under like that, and that's going to hold that tab in for us as this all dries and glues shut. And if we want to keep it from spreading, we can simply grab another clothespin and we can put them on here, do one on each side if we want. Kind of crimp everything down, make sure that's holding well, and let that dry. While that's drying, and if you want to have a little bit more fun and make it look a little bit more period correct, I just made up this label. This is for the front, and this is another one for the top with some basic instructions. And we want to make sure that you size this on your computer so that it's about the same width as your cardboard. So when you get these cut and sized appropriately, you'll want to put one on the very top here where it shows the instructions, and the other you will glue on the face like that. I found that it's easiest to do this if you use just a scrap piece of cardboard, so you can get all of the edges. I'll do all the edges first. I'm going to take this and we're going to glue it very carefully to the face and smooth it down. After everything has nicely dried, you'll have something that looks like this. Go ahead and open the top. You can grab one of the unlit matches here. We'll pick this one. Pinch here, and then you simply pull sharply and quickly. Now here's a tip for you. If you're really careful, you can actually reload these with fresh matches. But you have to go really, really slow, because pressing against that striker, any friction is going to make it want to ignite. And I have done that a couple of different times. So you just want to go really slow, push them down in there, just like that. So yes, you can reload these, and I actually did break off one of them in here in the process of using it. But once you reload that, you can close it back up and take it with you. So you should be able to use this at least twice, 3 times. I'm not sure how long this is going to hold together before the striker is worn out on the inside. But again, working exactly the same way. You just grab it here, pinch where that striker is, maybe rotate it just a little bit after you shoved it in there, and then give it a quick pull. So again, for a good measure, grab a hold of the one you want, get it ready, firm grip, press down where the striker is, and then with a quick, sharp pull, and there we got 2 at once. Well, I hope that you've enjoyed this little foray into how to make your own amazing pull strike matches. Something that our forefathers would have known and used, and they work well. This is James Bender for WayPoint Survival. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also, make sure and check out the links in the description box below, just under the More button. While you're down there, you'll also find the link for our WayPoint Survival digital class. And this is where you can train, in the comfort and convenience of your own home, the top 20 skills that we teach in our Phase 1 Survival and Bushcraft class. You'll also find the link for WayPointSurvival.com, where you can sign up to take in-person classes at our beautiful training facility here in Southern Ohio. And if you haven't already done so, please subscribe to the channel. We'd really appreciate it. And when you do subscribe, make sure and press that bell button so that you can stay notified of all of our upcoming videos, and we'll talk to you next time.